Hi, my name's Lee Clark from Clarkewood Consulting, the IT recruitment specialist across the Midlands. Today, Victoria and I will give you some video tips on how to best use your CV, how to write a CV, and why it's important to have a good CV to represent you going for that dream job. Your CV is your first point of sale material. It's the first bit of you that prospective employer gets to read, gets to see, gets to feel who you are. As professional recruiters, we see hundreds of CVs every day, and you wouldn't believe some of the basic errors and mistakes that we see on them, from spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, the use of different fonts, different sizes, different colours. All of these should be easily eradicated by just using some simple tips and techniques. As professional recruiters, we can guide you and advise you on how best to lay out your CV, and that's what my colleague Victoria will take you through in a short while. In today's current economic climate, most technical roles are getting between 40 to 60 applications. In some cases, like IT manager positions, we're getting in excess of 150 applicants. You do not want to fall down at that first hurdle, which is the CV sift. So make sure your CV is written correctly and gets you over that first hurdle, getting you that all-important invitation to go in and see that client. You want to be able to then deliver a good interview to get that dream job. So I'm going to pass over to my colleague Victoria, who will give you those all-important ideas on how best to write a CV and lay that CV out.
It's vital for you to include current relevant contact information. Without them, the whole process is pointless. You need to begin your CV with a brief outline about you and your CV itself. The employer really wants to see who you are and what you have to present. It's really important for you to list all your technical skills. Don't be afraid to include them all, even though there may be a lot of them. It's vital for the employer to really be able to sift you from other candidates and make sure you highlight those that you're strongest with and have used the longest as well. As you move down your CV, you need to move into your work experiences. This section gives you the perfect platform to demonstrate your skills and where you've actually used them in the workplace. Use this as a way of really getting across to the employer that your skills listed aren't just on paper, that you have used them, you can use them, and it may go towards defining your future role. Work experiences are important, however, when it comes down to it, the employer doesn't need to know about your paper round that you did when you were 14. For those of you that are just starting out and may not have too much experience to draw from and display on your CV, don't be afraid or concerned that you haven't got things to fill up a gap. Use this opportunity as a perfect chance to really get across your future goals, what it is that you're hoping to achieve, and a bit more personality can be brought into the CV at this stage. Education and qualifications are always important to include on your CV. Don't be afraid to include projects that you've been involved in as well, whether this is commercially or whether it's things that you've done outside of work as well. The employer wants to know these, he wants to know bits about you, and it's the first point of call for him to really take note about who you are and what you can bring to the company. To conclude your CV, really use this paragraph to demonstrate the things that you may be interested in outside of work. Of course, it's advisable to include things that are industry relevant and things that hold your interest that may be relevant to the job you're applying for. However, this is a section where the employer gets to see what you might do outside of work, and company DNA is vital, so it's really important to get a candidate that's going to fit with the rest of the employees they already have on board. With regards to the formatting of your CV, it's highly recommended that although especially you designers may have a more attractive CV in PDF, I highly recommend also having a Word document to hand. This could be because formatting it for an employer or a recruiter using your CV may be difficult. It may make the CV look messy and untidy. I also strongly recommend don't use tables, there's no need for them. It will clutter up your CV, it will make it look messy, and it's just not necessary to include. Finally, to conclude, it's vital that you're honest on your CV. Always tell the truth. It will come out eventually if you have told something that's not strictly true on your CV. Your employer wants to know you, he wants to know your skills, and if you're right for the company, then you'll get the job, not a problem.
So you've heard from Victoria now on how best to write that CV to ensure you don't fall foul of the first hurdle, the CV sift, and ensure you get that all-important invitation to interview. Feel free to give us a call or pop into the office or visit us on our website. We're here to help you.